as a senior citizen in a CCRC, I think it's essential that we play a role in this legislative process. When LeadingAge tells us that they need support on legislation or an issue that is in front of the legislature, and they need help, we like to think that we can get together people from each of our CCRCs to call their legislator. If they've developed a good personal relationship, it works. They can say, I'm concerned, and the legislature will listen. That's the way the democratic process works.
It's really important for people to understand the process, and for citizens, for constituents to understand the power that they have to influence that policy. I think today we have a lot of frustrated constituents and citizens who think that the process is beyond their ability to influence, and that's not true, and that's why I'm here today to tell you and share with you and to encourage you to use your power to indeed influence the process. So as busy CEOs and directors of nursing and administrators and other staff, we feel that we're sometimes very overwhelmed by just the day-to-day tasks, let alone the longer range vision for our communities. But I can tell you it is very, very important for you to be involved, and I'll tell you that it's relatively easy to be involved if you think about it just a little differently. So in addition to yourselves as articulate representatives of your community being very clear about the public policy you need to deliver great services, you have residents, lots and lots and lots of residents. And it's well documented that older adults are the strongest voting bloc in our country. Use those residents, engage those residents, make those residents as active and as great advocates as you are for the policy you need, particularly at the state and federal level. Your state and federal elected officials should be familiar with your community. You should have an established relationship with them so that when there is a policy initiative that you need to move forward, that relationship will make it a little easier because they understand who you are and what it is you do and how that policy might impact you or make lives better.
In March of this year, I was afforded the opportunity to join at the Peak Conference with LeadingAge in Washington, D.C. During that conference, we were asked to visit Capitol Hill and visit with our congressman. While the thought was terrifying, it also was exhilarating. The experience itself was fantastic, and LeadingAge helped prepare me and my coworkers and friends to be able to do it and feel confident while we were there. The congressman and Congress staff were also very, very welcoming and friendly and made it an excellent experience.
All you have to do is meet them and talk with them and tell them your needs, because they have to know this if they're to effectively represent us.
Maintaining an active advocacy relationship with the legislator is so important, because we're overwhelmed with information. We can't keep up on everything, even though we try very hard. It helps so much to have a knowledgeable person come in, someone who you trust, who can explain to you the nuances of perhaps the way the potential legislation is changing, whether where the issues are headed, what we can expect on the horizon. It's very helpful to me as a legislator. I've enjoyed the contacts I've had with LeadingAge, relationships I've built, and it's a relationship of mutual trust, and that helps me so much to be able to make the right decisions as a legislator, and really to help become an advocate for causes I believe are also in the best interest of my district. Hey, Anna.
Hi, Representative Bunk. How are you? Good to see you.
Good.
This is Matt Gallardo with Messiah Lifeways.
Pleasure to meet you.
And Nancy Wilkes, Communications Manager.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you
and
for coming.
LeadingAge.
You guys can please have a seat at the table.
Thank you.
I really appreciate all of you coming in today. Anna, thanks for bringing Matt and Nancy along, and Matt for your expertise. It's good stuff, and I'm highly interested in seeing what I can do as a representative to help move this process forward. It sounds like it is that win-win-win shenario.
Yes.
And it's great stewardship for taxpayer dollars, and at the same time allows our nonprofit agencies to succeed, and most importantly, the residents, the folks who are in need of the care, are going to get better care. So It's a great scenario.
Well, thank you so much for meeting with us today. Appreciate it.
I would just encourage the continuing effort to build those relationships with us as legislators, and then to continue to keep us informed, keep us abreast of what's happening. Don't be shy. We enjoy meeting with folks all the time. It's part of what we do, and it's just so important. And it's really without that, we're in the dark. We don't know. We're not experts on elder care or Medicare reimbursement issues or Medicaid or whatever it may be compared to what you are. And so we really appreciate the advocacy, and I know I do, and speaking for many of my colleagues, it's something that we find very valuable and very helpful.
I would absolutely recommend finding your voice, taking the time, and going and advocating with your congressmen, with your senators, and with those who will listen to let them know the concerns that we have for our aging population.
And if we don't get involved, they make the decision, and we have to live with it. I really like the opportunity to have a say before the vote is taken.
In our democracy, everyone has the right to take his or her case to their legislators. Ask yourself this: is someone making a decision that affects me, my community, my residents or staff? If not, could they? If you answer yes, that means you need to educate your lawmakers and have a say about the issues affecting you and the seniors you serve. You don't have to be an expert advocate to be a voice for the issues you care about. You just need to participate. Please answer the call when it presents itself. When you receive a LeadingAge PA call to action, please call or write your federal or state elected officials and tell them how pending legislation will affect your community. Participate in LeadingAge PA Legislative Breakfast. Join us for the congressional visits in D.C. during peak in March. There is power in numbers, and together you make a difference. Always remember that the government affairs team at LeadingAge PA is here to help you as you advocate for issues that are important to your community.